Greetings, friends and the Earth family. My name is Wendy, and this is video one of what I hope to be a long series called Awakening with Wendy. Very happy to have this opportunity to speak with people. I come from humble beginnings here. I don't have my own space or own home, so if you hear things in the background, I apologize. But I decided it was time to work with what I have, and definitely felt prompted to share my voice today. To my own surprise, this first video of my channel, Awakening with Wendy, has nothing to do with my own experience or anything like that. I just wanted to write a response to a video I saw earlier today. It was called, Arcturian High Council, Call for New Earth Technical Leaders. I was surprised by this video because for the first time it was a message from Arcturians that showed a little concern, and usually they're very calm and telling us that everything is going as it should be. But today they were concerned and expressed that to us for what might have been the first time, or maybe I haven't heard all the channel messages from them, but their main concern was that with all the awakened light workers, I mean, this is just my perception. I'm not sure if I fully understood, but from my perception, their concern was that the awakened light workers, though we are awakened and very committed to our light work on the planet, a lot of us aren't remembering our true nature we're just not remembering who we were before we came here, and they expected us to be able to do that, and for some reason we haven't yet. And it's okay. I just want to start saying it's okay. I just felt prompted to do my part. They also brought forth a lot of challenges that we are going to be facing as a human collective coming up. They're not really challenges so much as just questions about our reality that we should be asking ourselves, like what are we going to use for energy to stop using fossil fuels? How are we going to produce enough food to stop doing it with all the harmful chemicals and pesticides? You should watch the video so you'll know what I'm responding to, and I don't have it memorized, but there are fair questions, and the reason why I think this is so important is because we need to start remembering, all of us, that it is our job to decide these things as humans. The Arcturians, the Pleiadians, and all the spirit guides, ascended masters, they've been a great help. They've been with us every step of the way. So many people are aware of the help, but it was never their intention to come and decide these things for us. We are supposed to decide what the new earth will be, and it's a beautiful task, and we wouldn't want anyone else to do it. I mean, that's our right as humans and children of Gaia to decide what's going to happen on this planet. And so I just wrote down my own little thing of, one thing I've heard that helps this is to, in your meditation, start picturing New Gaia. What does that mean to you? How is our society going to be different and so much better? Specifically, what's going to be better? We need to start thinking about these things so we can start anchoring it into our reality. And the more people that do this and picture this beautiful place that is so close to our grasp, and it is already here in so many ways, but more people that decide what it means to them to have this new planet and what they want on that planet, the more we are going to make this become a reality. So in response to the Arcturians, I started doing something that I should have been doing a lot more, but just thinking about New Gaia and what it means to me. I wrote a little thing here, and I just want to share it to you, not because I want you to adopt my ideas necessarily, although you're welcome to, but it's more to I thought maybe this would be an example of something that would help us, that they have urged us to do. So in my sharing my imagination of what New Gaia will be, I hope it will spark anyone who watches this to imagine for themselves how they want this new planet to be, and really start anchoring in your dreams, because they're waiting for you to come true. Mine are waiting too. We just need to do it, So, all right. Here's something I wrote. If you see me looking down, it's on my sanction journal. New Gaia is the title. On New Gaia, the human collective will no longer instigate competition between countries and or groups. The only thing we will compete with is the old systems that have kept us apart for so many centuries. We will compete with that to make it better. To start, our primary focuses will be education and free energy. Education will have a new emphasis on power within, empowering everyone to connect to their higher selves and intuition. The true history of Earth will be revealed in education publicly so that everyone can learn from the lessons of humanity's journey, because our journey has been crazy and thick with lessons from many lifetimes. And, you know, there's a lot of entities on this planet that know about that, know a lot of stuff that we don't yet. And so in my dream, full disclosure has already happened. Everyone knows the truth and we are all learning from it. Education will be community-based and free. Everyone will be encouraged to learn anything and everything they want. Doing will be a part of the class, much like an internship. We will find ways to not just learn a skill. We're not just going to do 4 years of college sitting in the classroom. We're going to learn on the field. We'll find practical uses for the new skills we want to use and find ways for people with different skill sets to work together as well. That will be a part of our education system. A huge part of education will be home growing. We're going to start encouraging and teaching people how to live off the land, planting happy plants and animals if you have space for them, giving them space, giving them care, love, and these life forms will provide us with energy that is much better than what we're used to, because this energy will be a life form that had a happy life. It's not going to be having the hormones of trauma in the meat, for example. I mean, I know there's not a lot of research on this, but from a scientific standpoint, it would make sense that if you eat a cow that's had like just the worst life, not allowed to roam around, not allowed to be a cow, then that meat's probably not going to be as good as the cow that was allowed to graze and roam around. I would rather, I was about to say I'd rather eat that cow, but it's all kind of sad. Point is, if I'm going to eat an animal, I want it to have had a good life. And I hope other people would want that too. Everyone will be encouraged to have their own garden, to make use of the land that we have, lush with food and other useful plants like herbs, medicinal plants. Communities will work together to decide who grows what, so that a variety of resources will be grown. We have everything we need, and we will share these things with each other. I think it needs to start in communities. Communities need to learn how to share with each other. Again, just my vision. If you have something different, please make it your own vision. But for my vision, starts with communities. Once we can learn how to grow these things as communities, share them with everyone in our community that needs or wants something, then our communities can branch out and start reaching larger scale groups. That is my hope. We will take intentional and loving baby steps to solve the energy crisis, and each step we take will have our planet and planetary mother Gaia's well-being in mind. For those who might not know this is coming from a standpoint that our planet Earth, her spirit name is known as Gaia. She is a conscious and living and intelligent being, who's been harmed by many of the actions of her children in the past. And part of New Earth is creating an Earth where we have all the resources we need, but we don't have to hurt her to do this. We don't have to disrespect her. Where it's going to require us to think differently than we have in the past about her. It's going to require us to slow down, because you won't always have the fastest route to mass production if you're really thinking about what's best for the planet. But it's okay to slow down. I mean, that's part of it, is we need to slow down, stop telling ourselves there's no time. There's no time to help everyone. There's no resources to help everyone. No resources. We can't take care of the planet. That one just makes no sense. We can't take care of the planet because we're too busy using the planet's resources. I mean, it sounds kind of silly when I put it that way, but you see that mindset a lot in the media and just in consumerism. I'm too busy with what I have to do to stop and think about the actions. So on this new Earth, to make it to New Earth, you have to be aware that Gaia is real, living. She's a mother. She's our mother. She's your mother's mother and my mother's mother. And we just got to start thinking about what that means and how we want to treat this planet that has been through a lot for us when she had the option to shake us off, so to speak. I'm really excited to see more people thinking about this, how we want to treat her, because in your hearts, I think in everyone's hearts, we know that people will deny the planet being alive, because to acknowledge that she is a living and intelligent being is to acknowledge all the suffering we've caused. And it's scary to do that, but it's necessary. She's not waiting to punish us. You know, it's not about that. It's about owning up to your mistakes so that we can finally change them. That's what all of this is about for me. Well, I don't know. We'll see. So my point is, each of these steps that we take, whatever they may be, will be with Gaia's well-being in mind. We won't skip that part anymore. To start with the energy crisis, a simple step would be to get everyone's solar power. That's something we already have in the works. And in my vision, this is an Earth where our money system is pretty much collapsed. And to start building it up, we're not even going to start focusing on money. So I think once that system does collapse, instead of trying to build a new money system, we should just do the things that our planet needs. And then we'll work on integrating a way to reward people who are helping the most, right? Or to, assign values. I don't know. The money system, I don't think it's going to be my forte. But my point is, if you're going to envision this with me, then please don't think about, well, that's not going to work financially, because you're right. It's not going to work financially from the system we have. The point is, this is something different. My heart tears. Okay, so to start, we'll work on getting solar power to everyone. We will create an incentive to get people to trade their cars for hybrids, or hopefully soon fully electric cars that can go just as far. We'll pass a new law banning the use of, not banning the use, but the making of new non-electric cars. If we can make them, we should make them. It just makes sense, and it's not to constrict people. I'm kind of against the whole law side of it, but I hope at this point our consciousness would be aware enough to realize that's something we need to move away from. Those who are, resisting will be given plenty of time to use their vehicle and not have to get a new electric car. But the point is, we shouldn't keep making these cars that are so bad for the environment when there's other alternatives. So if there was a law in place like that, scientists would be motivated to come up with better electric models that fulfill all the same needs as our cars. I really think all we need is that gentle pressure, and then science will take off. It's totally possible and probable. All right, so slowly we'll phase out vehicles that rely on fossil fuels. It will be commonplace for communities to travel to beautiful places and retreats where they can work with shamans, indigenous peoples from other countries, to access their spiritual side and their fifth dimensional tools such as telepathy, foresight, astral travel. If you're into this stuff at all, you have your own idea of, there's tons of fifth dimensional tools. And the point is, communities will work together to access these tools. We are stronger together, so this is a more direct method than everyone individually trying to learn their talents in the fifth dimension. We're going to learn a lot more and a lot faster if we do it together. So, and those who want to be leader on this new Earth will be trained by shamans, and there will be training systems for those people so that they can continue the learning and the spiritual group meditation type of thing back at home. Everyone will be taught that Gaia is a living, conscious being that has loved us so abundantly and attentively for all these years. Our hearts will know her for the loving mother she is, and that will give us all the motivation we need to create a new Earth where she is praised and no longer harmed by our society. As we learn to embrace the all, it will quickly become apparent to us that animals are far more intelligent than we gave them credit for. We will honor them for the lessons and the gifts they have given us, which are many. We will stop oppressing them and happily allow them to evolve with us. Then people will unite with their spirit animals who can teach them more fifth-dimensional abilities. And plants will be honored as well. We will grow them lovingly instead of using chemicals for mass production. Some people will be surprised to find that as the human collective anchors more and more love on the earth, we will no longer need pesticides and other harmful growing methods. The insects will follow our lead and begin living in symbiotic harmony with our farms. They will be grateful that we taught them this new way of life instead of obliterating them for just repeating the patterns that humans repeat, which are taking away from our farms. Well, we took away so much of their stuff. How can we actually be mad at those bugs, right? And I know it seems crazy or silly to think that bugs can take notice of this, but they do. I'll get into my experience with the insect and animal world in other videos. Can't wait for that. But point is, it's possible for us to create a planet where insects help our food grow, as long as we continue to show them the love and compassion that all life deserves. Those are just a few ideas of New Gaia that I have. Love to hear anyone's thoughts, what you think. Would that be somewhere you'd want to live? What did I miss? What would you like to add? Do you think it's possible, or does it just sound crazy? I really want to get the community together and talk this through, because I think that is what the Arcturians are. That's what's been missing from the lightwork community, is this. We actually need to get to solving some of these problems. What we've done so far is beautiful. We've spread this. I mean, I've been helped by so many videos in the lightwork community, and I wouldn't change a thing. I'm just saying, now it's ready. Now we're ready. Now that we've anchored all that and learned so much about who we are, we're ready to start creating this new planet. And we can't wait for someone to do it for us. We wouldn't want that even if it's possible. That's not what it's meant to be. Humans, we are going to do this, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you for watching this video. A lot longer than I expected. Namaste. Talk to you soon.